Good morning, Mike's Diabetes World. Well, we're up and we're active. Now, I'm gonna try not to sound so nasally on these things, but we'll see. Today, I want to talk about having a service dog. I did a vlog a bit about the negatives, but now I just want to talk to you about having a dog. Okay, so you think you need a service dog. Now, that's the key word. If it's I want a service dog. No, it's not for you. But if you need a service dog, you need to be able to be a service dog owner and to be with them as long as you. Okay, so you're thinking of a service dog. Well, Nico, busy. You have to think of it this way. Do you really need a service dog or do you want a service dog? Oh, it's just so great, I can have a well-trained pet. That's not a reason for a service dog. A service dog for diabetic alertness is based on need, not on want. Nico has saved my life a number of times, and we are a team, and we will always be a team. Now, when you apply for a service dog, you have to fill out an application. You have to get a doctor's letter. You have to show an ability. When I filled out my application and I sent it in, I didn't get a letter back saying, we've got your application. It is not a quick process. After you've done your initial application, the next step is an interview. And this dog trainer comes out to your home and takes a look around, and they lay down what your responsibilities are. And I think we were sort of the dark horse of our training group. I don't think the trainers had a great thought of us succeeding. There was nothing wrong. We just took, I think, a while to learn how to communicate, how to work together. And they said, when we went through the training, that, it takes up to 6 months before you will form as a team, like a real team. And we all thought, oh yeah, right, we've done well. it's not going to go any better. But you know what? It does. The difference now from when I left that training was astronomical. So, after the trainer leaves, they take all the applications, and every so often they will send out people trainers to go out and do interviews all across Canada. This is a national school. Then they will come back and decide, is the person able? They may be willing, but are they able to take care of a service dog? Do they have adequate play facilities? And they pretty well come and check you out. They sit. I think my trainer who came out was Rhonda. And Rhonda, she came down, she sat down with us and went through. She told us at the time, and things, I'm sure they've made improvements on the course, that it was a new program and they haven't got the whole thing solidified. They want to, not solidified, but they weren't where they wanted to be with it as of yet. And I said, great. She said that if I got a dog, I would have to be aware that Nico's not the answer to everything. People think, oh, well, I have a dog now. That's going to be the only answer I need to tell me when I'm going low. He is an animal, and like us humans, they can make mistakes. So, you have to build your relationship. You have to work together. I said, okay. You're responsible for making sure your dog gets vet care as needed. Nico and I have done a great job in my eyes. Now, after the interview, if you're successful, well, I guess either way, you get a letter. And the letter will say you've been accepted, and then somebody will contact you about going to training. Be aware if you're from BC. Hi, well, it's Mike. We're going to continue on now. It's hot. I've got my chair air conditioner, and we're going for a walk to the store. But we got there. It was probably around 3 o'clock. And yeah, that's fair. We got allocated our rooms. We kind of did a quick little tour. We got allocated our rooms, and then we sat around. We had dinner, and then we all met in a classroom, and we went over pledge, I guess you'd call it, or that we all agreed we were going to be civil to one another. And it was tested a few times, but on the whole, our group got along pretty good. We went there. We were all exhausted by the first night. When I got there, I had lost the plug-in for my chair, and it just wouldn't work. Like, it needed to be charged. But all is all, it was a good long day. The next day, we met our trainers, and we went over some basic. We weren't given a dog yet, and they went over some basic rules. What's going to happen with you, and your dog. And for the next, I think, 2-3 days, we talked about little rules that you can do with your dog. And while we were there, we had breakfast, lunch, dinner. They cooked for us. Now, one thing you have to be certain of is the meals are going to be a little bit more carbohydrate intense than you're used to. One, they're trying to do it on a budget, and two, people keep saying, oh, well, they keep giving us breaks. Well, your mind has to keep working, and it's not sort of like an easy thing. Your mind still, you have to be alert, you have to be vigilant, and so you do burn an awful lot more calories than you normally would if you sat at a desk at your work. But remember that you're going to be people who, well, we don't do this. This isn't the way we do things. And, well, maybe it isn't, but sometimes you do things in a group. Now, we all kind of had some low blood sugars, but there were only one of us that had sort of a severe low blood sugar. And she did fine. Now, one thing you have to remember, if you're going to come to the trainings, come to the training. If you're going to go to the trainings, seminars, you must bring someone else who is going to act as sort of like your, I don't want to say babysitter, but that someone is watching over you and making sure things, that you're not dropping too low, because you don't know how your dog is going to work yet. Now, these workers are kind of like your support. The one thing